Alice, Connecticut's highest court heard oral arguments on the case 10 months ago and released its written opinion late today. The 56-year-old nephew of Ethel and Robert Kennedy came under suspicion as a teenager and has spent his entire adult life wrestling with the legal aftermath.
It's been 3 years since we watched Michael Skakel walk down the courthouse steps in Stamford, a free man for what has turned out to be a temporary reprieve. An appeals court ruled then that his 2002 conviction for the murder of Martha Moxley 27 years earlier was flawed by poor legal representation. Skakel spoke that day through his attorney.
A great burden was lifted off his shoulders.
Both Skakel and Moxley were 15-year-old neighbors in Greenwich at the time of her murder. She was beaten to death with a golf club. There was suspicion at the time, but no arrest. Prosecutors used statements Skakel made in the years after the crime to get their guilty verdict in 2002. A second court decided defense attorney Mickey Sherman had done such a poor job, another trial was needed, so Skakel was freed. Back in February of this year, the state of Connecticut argued that the $1.7 million defense Sherman mounted was sufficient.
This was far from a slipshod defense. This was a well-planned, well-thought-out, professional defense.
The state Supreme Court agreed in a 4-3 decision, saying Skakel's defense was not deficient and constitutionally adequate. He is once again a convicted killer, but still a free man for the moment. The day he walked out of court, the victim's mother told me she doesn't believe the once troubled teen, now a middle-aged man, is any danger.
I don't think he was a Jeffrey Dahmer or one of the mass murderers or has done anything like that. So as long as he was just a kid that had problems, I don't think he has anything to, we don't have anything to be afraid of now.
Had Skakel been arrested and convicted at the time of the murder, this would have likely been over for decades. The decision to try him as an adult years later, and now the conviction reversal and reinstatement puts the case in uncharted legal territory. Legal experts say it's by no means certain he'll go back to prison, but that remains a possibility. We're live in the newsroom. Lou Young, TV 1055.